Right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Monday Spooktacular. I'm Musa PBD, your host, and today I am returning to my playthrough of Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of New York. So at this point in the story, we've gotten to where Julia is investigating the death of the Sabbat leader in New York. So she's in the middle of an investigation, and in the meantime, the Camarilla is just kind of setting traps for her all over the place. So that's kind of where we finished up last time. So I'm excited to continue. We're a week in. Hi. Hi, Taina. Thanks for coming. Oh, you're up early. Yeah. Told you. Got work to do. I stretch. That's admirable. Reminds me of that one quote you always used to throw around. A lot of people say you can't smoke dope and get drunk when you got kids, and that's not true. You can, but you still gotta get up in the morning. That's being responsible. Hi, Zeph. That's the one. I never understood why it was so hilarious to you. Yeah, I know, right? Kind of a crazy thing to say. Neither did I. I just accepted the mystery and made it my personal credo. I'm a responsible person. Are you planning to have kids? Not in a million years. By the way, you've got mail. An envelope by the door. It's from Kadir. Inside is a message saying he won't be able to make it tonight, but will rendezvous tomorrow to meet D'Angelo. He wants me to lay low until then, and to stay in this apartment if possible. Yeah, right. What does Julia look like? Apparently, nobody knows where Tamika is. They only know she's in trouble, and he doesn't want me near it. Well, what is it? Looks like I need to hit the town. Next lead. Probably useless, but the investigation continues. It would be fun to spend some more time together, you know. Dakota, you know this is important to me. I know. But I'd like to know I'm important to you as well. That makes two of us. Just a few more days. I'll find the killer, kick his ass, get a promotion, and we'll do something we've never done before. Like what? Good question. I'll think of something. For now, catch up with your work. I need to get going. Fine. Good luck. Stay safe. You know it. This place is weirdly empty tonight. Oh, well. I'll have the usual. Lol, the vampire's sitting in the diner, not able to eat a damn thing. I feel there's a big, what are we doing in this relationship talk coming if I don't change my ways? Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't already happened. But most of the time, Dakota has seemed happy enough just listening to the stories of my unlife. Even if it's all boring and normal to me, it's exotic and engrossing to her. Guess I have that going for me. Oh well. I have no idea what to do tonight, so I'll just do the obvious thing and wing it. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it, or however it went. Time to lose myself in these busy streets and pray that the answers I'm looking for are out there. And if they're not, maybe I'll at least find some amusement or blood instead. Let's try this. I do not know with what weapons World War II will be fought. World War III will be fought. But World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. The man who said it, Albert Einstein. Is that true? I don't actually know. Even if he couldn't predict what we know today, World War III is being fought using coughs and sneezes. We're in the middle of a biological battleground, but people don't want to wake up to this reality. The self-righteous tone of some sensationalist journo hag rouses me from a pleasant daydream. even though our excellent investigative journalists have been ringing the alarm for years. Yeah, okay, Miss Ma'am. Dressed in an obnoxiously eye-catching two-piece, she stands out like a rubber duck against the surrounding drabness. Her timid cameraman dutifully follows her every move, but his mind seems to be elsewhere at the moment. Good for you, buddy. So why don't we ask the average resident of New York City what they think? Excuse me, miss? She approaches me with a spring in her step. The cameraman can barely keep up. Jesus, can't they bother anyone else? Excuse me, miss. What is your opinion on China and its biological war against? I'm walking here. Scram. We'll simply walk right by your side, miss, and ask you a few questions. Keep the camera rolling, Mikey. Try to keep up. Miss! I try to keep moving, but she dances around me, desperately trying to stick her mic under my nose. How she keeps her balance in those high heels at that speed remains a mystery. You know you'll have to buy yourself a new camera if you don't get this one out of my face, right? Oh, I'm well aware how lefty college students like you react when they know they can't win using arguments, miss. Oh, here we go. I'm doing my best to avoid being recorded, but the cameraman is relentless. It's only a matter of time before he realizes me being blurry is not a temporary glitch. Gotta keep my cool. Leave me alone, you smooth-brained lizard woman from hell. Right? Not until you talk to me about China. Mikey, keep up with us. Why the hell is she so determined to get me? Maybe something about my style makes me look like the perfect straw man of an American-hating college kid she can try to destroy on camera. Miss, are you one of these China-loving kids? Tiananmen apologist? Killing landlords with Mao? Is that your thing? Is it the little red book I spy in your pocket, huh? I can almost feel my brain losing its wrinkles. I start to sort of understand how my dad could be so brainwashed by watching TV. You think China dropping biological bombs on this country is not something you should care about? Is this how short-sighted you are? Miss! Fuck it. At this point, I can't guarantee the camera footage doesn't violate the masquerade, so I might as well take drastic precautions to get rid of it. Plus, I can't stand being around her for a second longer. Oh, we'll go with that. A large delivery truck zooming along the road plants an idea in my head. I narrow my eyes, sharpening my eyesight, and quietly beckon the shadows that silently pay witness to our little drama. Their presence swiftly becomes tangible to me, the absence of light responding like limbs yearning to be flexed. Feeling in control, I order the shadow to yank the camera out of the man's hands and throw it right under the oncoming truck. It happens so swiftly, no one notices what's transpired. The camera lands on the road just in time for the truck to run over it. The expensive equipment turns into a cloud of plastic debris, most of which is scattered in every direction. As I walk away, the furious scream of the interviewer makes me think that they've given up on the memory card, wherever it ended up. You people have dog brains. Prolonged frustration and a short euphoric rush at the end. Sounds like every journalism-related episode in my life. I never want to go back. All of a sudden, the world ends. Everything stops. I'm lost in the darkness, and there's not even a heartbeat to guide me. It's like sleep paralysis, except it feels as if I suddenly woke up from reality instead of a dream. Instinctively, I react to it the same way I used to react whenever I woke up in the middle of the night, aware but not able to move or speak. I just wait for it to pass. But instead of slowly gaining control, I just see a bizarre room emerge from the darkness. Just look at her, flesh refusing its fate. It is not like the one you were looking for, is it? He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep is silent before the shearers, he did not open his mouth. There is none righteous, not even one. There is none who understands, there is none who seeks for God. All have turned aside together, they have become useless. If anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. Raging waves of the sea, foaming up at their own shame, wandering stars for whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Whenever I become one with the darkness, there's always this nagging fear that it might be impossible to become the normal me again. That instead of the shadows returning to normal, I will let my consciousness be dragged somewhere else, somewhere between the worlds. Somewhere like this, wherever this is. This is the first time that fear has come true. Are you afraid? It's a bad idea to answer. Don't do it. Yes. Excellent. 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 I think I need to sit in this chair. I think I need to sit in this chair. I like how all three options should just sit in the chair. I sit in the chair, still in the lean years and unworthy of joining the rest. However, this path is open, and it is a path of obligation, liability, a debt that will be repaid one day. And when she asks you what brought you here, let your response be a scent of death. Suddenly, I feel my mind beginning to drift away from here. I am slowly starting to regain control over my thoughts. No, you aren't. Yes, I am. Fine, think whatever you want. I find myself in a dark corner, leaning against a wet, cold brick wall. I think I'm conscious again, back from wherever I was, awake, but in an unfamiliar place. Well, let's just hope it's still in New York City. I emerge from the shadows to see where I am. A source of light above my head momentarily blinds me, causing me to instinctively raise my hand. As I do, I hit some sort of garbage bag with my hand. It falls to the floor, letting loose a metallic din. What the fuck? A woman. I feel her hand grabbing my clothes. She brutally drags me closer. With one of my hands already above my head, I raise the other. Easy. Peace. I mean you no harm. How long have you been here? I don't know. I've got no idea what I'm doing here. Or in general, really. It's like sometimes the forces I control figure out how to control me. What are you, a junkie? No, you're kindred. Oh dear. Yeah. Keep your shit together, damn it. I'm Julia Sawinski, the representative of the La Sombra in New York City. Camarilla? Uh-huh. I'm a Camarilla investigator. Well, if you came here to catch me, you're gonna be sorry you tried, Miss La Sombra. No. Stop right there. I wasn't ordered to catch anybody. I'm just investigating Douglas Callahan's death. This surprises her. She loosens her grip slightly. Callahan is dead? Nothing left but a rotten carcass and a musty robe. Well, I'll be damned. I've been off the grid for too long. What brought you here? A memory from a different world pops up in my head. Yeah, I think I know the right answer. A scent of death. She lets me go. I rub my eyes, and finally, I get a good look at her face. Oh. She's gorgeous, and judging by her nomadic clothes and the particularly fierce aura, she's probably an outlander. I don't remember what that is. Where's the dictionary? Oh, lol, I can't read. We'll have a talk, you and I. Sure. What's your name? Yeah, she is really pretty. Tamika. I knew she was Tamika. Pass me a smoke, will ya? If only it could. My heart would skip a beat right now. Tamika. I guess, once again, someone out there led me to the proper path. Yeah, sure. When I pass her a cigarette, I realize I'm standing in something wet. Something that smells tasty. I look at my feet and see a puddle of water mixed with blood. Oh, I get it. Were these guys First Light? The high-powered guns and expensive-looking outfits, flashbangs, tasers, all chosen specifically to combat the undead. I recognize that equipment from some horror stories I've heard. First Light, see Usocom, whatever they call themselves. They all bleed out the same, usually before I have the chance to ask them a single question. Government-funded inquisitors. Some claim they're connected to the U.S. government. Some claim they're supported by the anti-kindred faction in the Holy See. Some have even wilder theories. You did this all by yourself? Have you seriously seen nothing? Nothing at all? I shake my head. Believe it or not, I have no idea how I got here. I just kind of let the shadows guide me. Is that a La Sombra thing? I've never actually talked to any of you. No idea what you guys can actually do. Still learning the ropes myself. Go with the flow and all that. My embrace was just a few months ago. Huh. So you folks are with the Ivory Tower now? Last I checked, you're with the Sabbat. The Camis wouldn't forgive all the trouble you've caused them overnight. Again, I'm practically still a neonate. I just know there's a lot of bad blood between my clan and the others, and that I can expect at least one glare of pure contempt whenever I visit Elysium. Ha, I see. We smoke in silence for a short while. Is there a large SI presence in New York City? The Kindred are classified as a terrorist presence. There's no other American city that was hit as hard by terrorism as this one. All secret agencies need symbolic victories. You do the math. And you're still taking these guys on here, of all places? As you can see, all around you. Aren't they extremely dangerous? Almost got me for good last year. Took me a few weeks to get back in action. Then why are you doing this? Those motherfuckers have an unfortunate tendency to hurt people I care about. My brothers, my sisters. I see. I don't know how it is in other cities, but here, funny enough, they only seem to target marginalized and radicalized kindred, ones that could theoretically pose a threat to the current order. Yeah, that fucking tracks, doesn't it? Like, boy, howdy does it. Meanwhile, the establishment in New York City hasn't really changed ever since Calibro stepped down. Quite the opposite. Every SI raid in the city has only strengthened the old paradigm. It sounds about white, you mean? I mean... What? I said nothing. Almost makes you think that their goal is something other than protecting the citizens from the blank body menace. Tamika throws her cigarette into the puddle, unfinished, and crushes it under her heel. She obviously has difficulty smoking. It's like she only tried it a few times. I assume she saw me carrying a pack and decided to try to calm her nerves after the battle. Or maybe she just wanted an excuse to make our conversation less awkward. Who knows? So, are you planning to snitch on me, Shadow Girl? And why would I do that? Let me get this straight. You really think I'm dumb enough to believe for 1 second that a Camarilla investigator would just so happen to stumble upon the alley where I just killed a bunch of SI motherfuckers? If so, you're the one who's dumb, sister. Looks like I need to show her I mean business, just like I showed Nastia yesterday. Look, I couldn't give two shits whether you killed 1 or 12 or 1,000 SI operatives. Whatever. Do your thing. But I do think you might have been involved in a murder that actually concerns me. Callahan's murder. What? What are you talking about? I found this on his body. Well, what remained of it. I show her the note. She tries to grab it to read it, but I don't let her. Aside from your name, we've got Hope, Agathon, and D'Angelo. You know them? Passingly. Any idea why Callahan would need a list of all your names? I might know why. Yeah. Do you? Absolutely. Do you know a man going by the name of Torque? Huh. Of course I do. Do you know about his connection to Boss Callahan and by proxy to this list and me? Nope. I'm all ears. Well, too bad, because it's classified intel, sister. What do you mean by classified? Not free. Oh, great. As if I were in the position to or could afford any sort of quid pro quo. But fine, let's hear it. What do you want? She motions toward the bodies. I've killed too many of these assholes. They're tightening the screws. As it is, New York City is no longer safe for someone like me. Well, not that it ever was. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're human, it's the NYPD. When you're undead, it's the SI. Oh man, bracing for something unreasonable. What I need is a way out of the city. You offer that to me, I give you the intel you need. Huh. Would you look at that? That's something I can handle, actually. Yeah. She raises her eyebrows. That's a surprisingly confident answer for practically still a neonate. I'm something of an immigration officer. Psh, gotta say, you sound awfully close to a cop. Almost as bad, a bureaucrat. I know of a secret pathway that would lead you to the West Coast. 100% safe travel, and if you took it, you'd be untraceable. Sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Wait until you see how much it costs. The only reason I know of this route is because a certain Nazi criminal group reached out to me on account of my position and offered a mutually beneficial deal regarding illegal kindred travel. Normally I'd refuse, but they offered me the only thing that can buy me. A lot of cash. Fine then. Money's not an issue. Now that's something I never had a chance to ever say in earnest. Okay then. I guess you want me to help you out before you do anything for me? Of course, but would you even accept this kind of deal? Hell no. Right. So we need to think of something that actually benefits both of us. She's lost in her thoughts for a moment, then speaks up. Have you met Torque before? In the course of your investigation, or before? I wanted to, but on the Anarch side, I only managed to meet Mia, and she wasn't keen on the idea of the two of us meeting. Ah, yes, Mia. Her expression betrays she's got some vicious stories to tell, but it would be beneath her to divulge them. Too bad. Maybe it could be a bonding experience. So here's the thing. A few months ago, Torque and I were together. A lot of things happened, and long story short, I no longer feel close to him. But from what I know, he still feels close to me. Back when I thought there might be something between us, I gave him a ring that has a lot of sentimental value to me. And since these days, sentimentality is all that keeps me going, I want it back. So my suggestion is, tell Torque's people I sent you to get inside his base of operations, meet up with them, ask your questions, convince him to give me my ring back. You get to interrogate him, then I get to have my ring back, then you hear my side of the story, then I get to leave the city with your help. Everybody wins, more than once. They'll really let me in just because I tell them you sent me? They will. Trust me. That sounds too easy. What caused the two of you to drift apart? Irreconcilable differences in worldview. Well, I assume so, but that's a diplomatic answer. If I'm going to involve myself in the relationship drama of two ex-lovers, I'll need something more to go on. Will you? Yeah. She picks her words carefully. I realized I had become an element of his carefully crafted, projected image. Having me as a radical partner allowed him to present himself as a mediator while paying lip service to revolutionary ideas. Gee, I wonder what that's like. A mediator. That's the 21st century for you. Everyone wants to be a middleman these days, and nobody wants to do what's right. You serious? Whenever I hear about Torque from the Ancilla, they talk about him like he's the second coming of Mao. If he ever seemed that, it's only because from time to time, people like me pushed him into doing an uneasy thing. Ever heard of the southern wolf and the northern fox? Both of them want to eat you for dinner, but only the southern wolf makes it immediately obvious. The tricky northern fox makes eyes and allows you to pet him before taking a bite. Torque loves to surround himself with northern foxes. They talk of compromises, they seem reasonable compared to the opposition, but at the end of the day, they all have eyes on the same prize: power. Hearing this gives me a foreboding feeling, but I can't quite nail down why. All right, tell me where to go, and I'll tell you where we'll meet later. I'm just chilling at Torque's when suddenly a shrill, loud voice pierces my eardrums. And what the hell are you doing here? Oh, yay. It's the pissy lady from Torque's Inner Circles. Are you always this pissed off? Only when Ivory Tower bootlickers pop up to ruin my day. If you want me to act happier, make yourself scarce. No can do. Your boss let me in here. The hell he did. Get out. Mia, it's okay. There he is, walking through the door. One of the most infamous New York City barons, or as some people started calling him the moment Callahan met his end, the Baron of New York City. Torque, we talked about this. The situation is a little bit different now. Tamika sent her. What? Bullshit. I wasn't able to track her down for weeks. Well, I did. And guess what? It took me one night, you clown. Zing! I've had enough of bitchy henchwomen for the week, so I can't help but put her down. She shoots me a hateful look, but Torque gestures at her to Torque gestures at her to stay quiet. This is a reason to celebrate, not to get mad. Now, if you allowed the two of us a private conversation? No way. I want to keep an eye on her. You will keep an eye on the exit, and that will be enough. Please. He puts on his best authoritative tone, and it works. No protests this time. Mia leaves the room. I'm sorry about her. She can be overzealous, but usually that's not a bad thing. Yeah, sure. So has she told you I've been trying to reach you for a few nights? I don't think so. Have you? Well, I'm the dumbass the court ordered to investigate Callahan's final death, so considering your connection to the case, I thought it would be prudent for us to talk. Ah, so that's you. Yeah. Now, I know you're probably anxious to hear about Tamika. I'm surprised to hear you two know each other. We actually met through this investigation. Anyway, as I was saying, I know you probably can't wait to hear about her, but I'd like to ask you a few questions first. I understand. Do your job. Did you know Douglas Callahan? Of course I did. We were both barons. Kept having professional obligations to meet each other. But that was it. What was your private opinion of him? Same as everyone else's. A racist clown mentally stuck in the 19th century who spent too much time keeping the anarchs down. I'm glad he's gone. You mean you're glad he met final death? Well, you know what they say. Hate to see you go, love to watch you leave. Weren't you the first kindred who saw his corpse? I was, but it was his ghouls who found him. By the way, we've established that some of them tampered with the crime scene. They were properly disciplined for that. Convenient story. Let's move on. What's your alibi for that night? None. I was running around town the entire night taking care of various issues. Unrelated to Callahan, but I don't intend to divulge them to someone from the Ivory Tower. So you have no interest in proving yourself innocent? My official position was made clear. It's the Camarilla who are to blame. It's your job to prove me wrong. He's not wrong. Kurwamak. At least for once, can I face a problem that can be solved with pure logic, not politics? Any findings on your side I should know of? Ask Mia. She's the one who handled the murder scene. I'm not privy to all the details. Hope, D'Angelo, Agathon. Any idea who those people are? Can't recall. Sorry. Fucking liar. The evidence I've found suggests a potential link between Callahan and Tamika. Any clue? I knew both of them well, but as far as I know, they've never met. That's it. Oh well. Not sure what I expected. He's the kind of guy that can only be pushed to talk if I had something concrete to push him with. Time to move on. Well, regarding Tamika, finally. I'll cut straight to the chase. She wanted to inform you that she will be skipping town for a while. The SI is hot on her trail and she needs to lose them. ASAP. I've told her countless times. If she's in danger, I will always be there for her. Does she think she can find a secure way out of the city in this situation? She's safe. So you say. She's got some other friends in high places. She'll manage to get out. Gotta admit, that's not what I expected to hear, or what I wanted to hear. Why did she decide to contact me? She wants her ring back. His aura changes in the blink of an eye. Ah, I see now. So that's why she didn't show up herself. Wouldn't even face me when delivering the final insult. Uh-oh. Looks like I stepped on a landmine. She said the ring was a symbol of the trust she put in me. No way in hell I'm gonna give it away. Not until she gives me the chance to explain myself. I need that ring to get Tamika to talk, but with the way he's acting, it doesn't seem likely he'd be willing to part with it. It might require me to act shitty, but maybe. Time to change my approach? Fuck it. Here we go. Listen, you're obviously the hottest new thing in town. People like you, people follow you. You're said to be the anarch people think of when they think of New York City. Good for you. But you're obviously way behind when it comes to understanding relationships. Tamika gave it a serious try. She understood her path, she understood yours, she realized they're diametrically opposed. And that's that. You're not going to change your mind by acting like a toxic shithead and forcing her to come grovel at your feet if she wants to get something that has a great sentimental value to her. You want to earn her trust again? Don't act like a power-tripping asshole. Show her you're capable of responding to her concerns and that you're capable of being selfless. That's the only thing you can do to change her mind. Sorry. Okay. I'm done. Ah, fuck me in my big mouth. Ugh. He approaches the door and throws it wide open. Mia! Yes, boss? We're done here. Lead the lady out as quickly as possible. Yes, boss. I have a lot of things I'd say to describe his behavior, but I don't want to cause a diplomatic incident. No need. I'm going. Thank you for your time. Tell her I'll show her she's wrong. Tell her I will prove myself worthy of that ring if it's the last thing I do. Whatever. I let myself be let out of the building by Mia. Another mission failed. Time to meet Tamika and tell her the bad news. Well, I fucked that one up, didn't I? Whoopsie-daisy. I find her already waiting in front of the Jewish Museum. How did it go? Let me put it this way. I'm not surprised you dumped him. So, you did not succeed. Nah. He got mad and started yelling about how he will yet prove himself to be worthy of that gift. Then he ran me out of the building. Is she trying to stop herself from laughing? What's so funny? Nothing. I'll be honest, I kind of expected that. Yeah, he did fuck up. It's just nice to get a definite confirmation he's still a bit of a toxic asshole, that's all. Well, glad I fell for the oldest trick in the book. Would be cool if for once a kindred telling me to do one thing didn't mean another thing entirely. Oh, don't be mad. I wanted to be sure of something, and now I am. As far as I'm concerned, you've kept your end of the bargain. It's time I repay the favor. Last year, a certain fledgling appeared in the city and attempted to build a coterie. That list you found on Callahan, that's the list they've got. They contacted each of us and found themselves in deep shit. SI, Kaiser, Sophie Langley, some shadow players manipulating everything from behind the scenes. Then they disappeared. Kaiser, that name popping up again. It can't be a coincidence. No one knows where or why. Doesn't really matter. That happens when you punch way above your weight. Hope they're doing fine, despite all odds. In any case, Torque got involved too. That's how I met him, actually. He got hurt. Didn't want to say how. Claimed it could put anyone who knew in danger. Whatever happened, it gave him the drive and the desire for change. For 2 months, he was a beautiful kindred, plain and simple. But suddenly, something in him snapped overnight. His actions became timid. His tone mellowed out. His language became more befitting of a political science student than a charismatic leader. I assumed he met someone who made him an offer he couldn't refuse, but I had no idea who that was. And then one night I followed him when he went out, and I saw him scheming at the docks with Callahan. When he came back, we had an argument. When he refused to explain himself, I knew I was on my way out. And that was that. I understand. Wish I'd known that earlier. Might have confronted the facts with him and learned something more. He never told me, of all kindred. What makes you think he would have told you? She's got a point, I suppose. All right, thank you. Now it's my turn. Here is your way out. I point at the manhole below our feet. Here's a map of the sewers. Follow the route, then burn it. You'll be looking for a one-eyed Nosferatu wearing tactical gear. Tell him I sent you. Then give him the agreed upon amount of money. What kind of route will I be taking anyway? An armored van full of precious coffins. My man knows how to arrange them to allow for unnoticed extra cargo. Her face darkens. The circulatory system? What did you expect? The rich and powerful always get the blood they want, one way or the other. At least tonight, one of their routes will be used for something good. She drops her shoulders in resignation and opens up the manhole cover. Fine, but remember, if it doesn't work, I'll be back at your doorstep with a vengeance if it's the last thing I do. I'm sure it'll work out fine. Just beware of a giant albino ghoul alligator while you're down there. Tamika rolls her eyes. Sewer ghoul alligator? For your information, it's just a story New York kindred tell the neonates to mess with them while they're still gullible enough to believe anything they hear about their new world. Oh, that makes sense, I suppose. Well, this is a goodbye. In a few months, if you hear that First Light presence in Los Angeles has been decimated, assume that against all odds I'm still unalive and kicking. If you keep killing indiscriminately, you might cross a line of no return, you know. Shouldn't you take it easy for a while? Not until my brothers and sisters in blood stop being slaughtered. I care about what's left of my humanity, but turning a blind eye on kindred in need would be even less human. So that's the kind of person she is, and probably will be, until the very end. It must be comforting, in a way, to know how your path will end, yet to follow it all the same. I could never do that. Here's some parting advice for you. We might be monsters, but we were lucky enough to be born into a world that's even more monstrous than we are. If we rebel against it, we might still find salvation. If only I could believe it. Didn't expect the preaching tone. Why are you telling me this? Because I think I have a pretty good nose for people's auras. And when I take a good look at you, I smell a controlling anger that might get out of hand if you get a whiff of power. It's not much, just a hunch. But you seem prone to giving into the Camarilla's empty promises of safety and the petit bourgeois values. I think I should take offense to that. I hope you do. That would reflect on you well. In any case, whatever happens. See you in your next life, Julia. Safe travels, Tamika. I skipped tonight's visit to the church. I'm not in the mood to see Benoit. I'm still embarrassed about yesterday's outburst. And I'm kind of pissed none of the clan elders in Chicago bothered to reply to any of my fucking reports. No advice, no feedback, nothing. I feel like I was just left utterly alone. Besides, it's late. I always get back to the apartment early in the morning, right before it gets bright. It's getting risky to be out here so close to sunrise. Accidents can happen. I'll try to get back earlier tomorrow night. Attempt to surprise Dakota. Yeah. I'm back. Yay. How was your work? All caught up? I managed to get my deadlines postponed. All our clients are canceling and delaying orders left and right. Huh. Does that mean you'll have time to help me with my makeup tomorrow? We'll see. Perfect. Alright, I need to disappear before the sun catches up to me. Hey. Yeah? I love you. Oh. An uneasy silence fills the room. I'm not getting out of this one, am I? Nope, I have to. I didn't lie to the Baron of New York City tonight, so I'm not going to lie to her. I know. She flashes a sad, forced smile as I leave to rest. That's a little depressing, isn't it? Jeez. I mean, yeah. I finally reached Big Beat Burger, hoping to recuperate from all the mental damage accumulated over the past few nights, only to find out the doors are locked and nobody is inside. No. I need to be soothed. I need my routine. You've absolutely got to be kidding me. Closed? What the fuck do you mean, closed? I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic. Everything's closed. Pandemic? What pandemic? Do you live under a fucking rock? It's a new SARS virus straight from China. The whole world is going crazy over it. People are dying left and right. Holy shit. I didn't know something like this could still happen in this day and age. Somehow it always felt like we were beyond it. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, this game dropped when we were still in the midst of the pandemic. Like, the pandemic, you know? Well, I guess it's lucky I'm dead. I walk away to avoid bringing more attention to myself. Now I understand why New York City feels apocalyptic tonight. It's like a psychedelic experience to see these familiar streets empty and abandoned. Well, let's see what parts of the city are still alive in the middle of a plague. We'll check this out. I entertained the idea of sneaking through a hospital to see how things appeared up close, but it looked like an actual war zone, so I decided against it. I don't know what I expected with the way healthcare reforms have been going in this state. Fewer facilities in poor areas, fewer beds, less funding. Yeah, it's defo going to be a bitch to eat. We're just reaping what they've sown. That's why I've used to honestly consider going back to the old country. An American friend was like, why would you go back to that shithole? He was shocked to learn we have normal, free healthcare. Anyway, if an active hospital won't do, this one might. The smallpox hospital on Roosevelt Island, built to quarantine the poor and the unloved victims of pandemic away from normal citizens' eyes. In spite of its disrepair, or maybe partly because of it, the architecture still manages to perfectly convey the building's painful history. There are ghosts here, but they're mostly the good metaphorical kind, not the kind I usually see. Looks like there might also be a lone physical being here. I hear someone sneaking through the ruins. That's that for my peace and quiet. But, oh well, I need to satiate my thirst anyway. How do I approach that person? Give Dominate a try. Shadows didn't go so good last time, eh? I walk in the general direction of the footsteps. It doesn't take me long to spot a silhouette walking towards me. It's a woman. I stand in the middle of her path, signal her with my palm extended, and exclaim, "Stop right there." What? In her panic, she drops something on the floor. It breaks into 1,000 little pieces. God, don't scare me like that. I'm sorry? Ugh, look what you made me do. She kneels to pick up the pieces of some ugly glass sculpture. The shape is familiar. Was that a Scrooge McDuck figurine? Yes, it was. A Carl Banks design. They stopped making these decades ago. You don't even know how long it took me to find it. I was really looking forward to decorating my haven with this. Ugh. A Scrooge McDuck? Ugh, it's pop art, okay? Haven. Of course, now I realized what I couldn't put into words. It was the feeling she might be kindred. She seems airheaded and eccentric, but I wouldn't want to pick a fight with her. Call it a hunch. I apologize. My name is Julia. I'm a La Sombra representative for the city. Some representative you are. Absolutely horrible first impression. Somehow we've never met before. You live here? I prefer keeping to myself these nights. More time for hobbies, if you hide in secluded places like this. What's your name? Just call me Princess. Princess? My true name is for friends only, and after destroying my treasure, I count you a sworn enemy. When you least expect it, I will find you and I will trap you in a reality of eternal pain. I should complain to the court at least, honestly. Tell Helene to start looking for a replacement. So sorry won't cut it, huh? Kadir would surely be thrilled to see Prince Helene assign me with a mission of looking for a rare Scrooge McDuck statue. But I'd prefer to avoid that fate, even if it doesn't seem very likely. How can I make it up to you? Should I, search for a replacement online, or... whatever. I'm not gonna lie to you. I prefer to not stay mad for long. It's exhausting, and it's a threat to your beauty, both inner and outward. So yeah, I think I'm gonna ask you for a small favor. Then we'll be square, and I won't have to worry about becoming ugly. Sound good? What favor? See, I'm super into low art these days. That's why I collect stuff like Scrooge McDuck lamps. Oh my god. She's hysterical. I kind of love her. I used to be hardcore into high art before. Studied the harmonic structure of Bach's cantatas, taught myself Arabic just to weep over Middle Eastern poetry, read a lot of Joyce and Adorno, etc. Yet maybe Malkavian, who knows? Eventually these hobbies got boring, as all things do, so I'm switching it up now. Comic books, heavy rock music, modern Hollywood movies, you know, stuff made for small children, basically. Fucking rude. The problem is, I think I'm still not low enough. There's still too much mastery of the form, too much restraint, too much respectability, too much tastefulness. Babe, you're looking for smut. That's what you want. You want smut. I want to feel the rush of gazing into the soul of someone willing to admit to truly degenerate desires and obsessions. See? She just needs to go on Archive of Our Own. That's all. So I want the lowest kind of art you can find. Just sweep me off my feet and we'll be good. Not the kind of... yeah, exactly. Or literotica, something like that. Not the kind of request I expected, but how low is too low? There's no such thing as too low. Huh. Okay. Back when I was alive, I refused advances from a guy who lived just outside of Astoria. He definitely still owns some incredibly low art, but what exactly should I get her? Okay, y'all... y'all gonna help me pick a fantasy book, an anime DVD, or a video game. I'm leaning towards the anime DVD. Yeah, I think so too. We'll go with that. I mean, yeah, it very much does depend on the DVD, but like, boy, howdy, there's a lot of trash anime. We'll go with this. Okay. I'll be back in a jiffy. Yeah, right? It takes me just over an hour to get there. Wake him up in the middle of the night, mess with his head a little, and get back with an appropriately low work of art. Oh God, I can't wait to see what she picked. So, I've got something. Don't be shy. What is it? I pass her a DVD box with a busty hand-drawn girl licking a giant katana. According to a description he printed for me, this thing is named Verisu no Daibukan. I feel like I've heard of this for some reason. Product placement. The cover says Lilith's Carnal Carnival. Yeah, no idea why the name is written like that. Anyway, this 90s original video animation presents us with a tale of 5 big-bosomed samurai warriors traveling through America in search of General Hastavisa, the Incubus King. Don't let all the titillation misguide you. The main draws here are peerless direction, a nearly avant-garde editing rhythm, and dialogue that coyly comments on traditional gender roles in anime. Once you see the animation in the final battle, you'll understand why it never fails to set a Sakuga fan's heart ablaze. Note, Sakuga, uncountable. In Japanese animation, a sequence of noticeably higher quality used to highlight a particularly important scene. So yeah, it sure does sound like low art. Eyes down, I await her response. This is great! It is? Yeah, I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I can feel that it's utterly degenerate and naked in its intentions. Just what I needed. Believe me, I've had more than enough of art trying to dazzle or win me over or be used as a stepping stone in someone's illustrious career. I just want someone to be like, screw it. I don't want to impress anyone. I don't want to get anywhere. I just want to vomit out my soul for all the freaks like me to see. I think that in its own way, that might be the ultimate form of art. So, is my debt paid? I suppose. So can I know your name now? Let me think. No. She turns away and disappears into the night. Well, that was an interesting distraction from all the malaise in the city. I suppose it's time to go back to the miserable business I've been saddled with. The time comes for me to meet up with Kadir and, hopefully, D'Angelo too. The last position on my list. This better be good. And that is D'Angelo's agency. Looks like a dump. Bleh. Perfect for the clan of the hidden. I thought he wasn't hidden. I thought he was missing. And to be honest, I kind of expected the worst. Why would we look for him in the most obvious place? I've been asking around, and I've got a hunch. Just trust it and start looking. Fine. Who is D'Angelo, anyway? He's a good man, a useful man, but it took me time to get used to him. He takes sleuthing very, very seriously. His thing is acting like an idiosyncratic noir detective. I heard it helps him cope with something, but I never felt comfortable tackling the subject. Doesn't sound too quirky by this city's standards. Wait, what is that? There's a rat on the floor, frozen in an unnatural position. Weird shit. Yeah, we'll have a look. Despite my disgust, I picked the rodent up. Now that's what being an investigator is all about. Leave no stone unturned. Shut up. This is so gross. What have you found out? I take a close, hard look at the rat. It's alive, but from what I see, he's just stretching out and like grinding his teeth without a care in the world. That's called bruxing. What? When a rat chatters its teeth, it's bruxing. He's not acting panicked or aggressive, so I guess he's just happy. I look at its face. I don't know. His eyes keep coming out of the socket and going back in. It looks disgusting, like he's in a lot of pain. So he's boggling. He must be really content. How does he know so much about... Never mind. I'm getting an eerie feeling. This is weird, man. I have a feeling there's kindred hiding nearby. Weird. My thoughts exactly. Kadir slowly approaches the secluded corner of the room. And there it is. He kicks a pile of clothes lying on the floor. I'm just a corpse. Leave me alone. Lucky for you, well, oral... Ugh. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. Lucky for you, we're all corpses here, D'Angelo. You're among friends. Clumsily, drunkenly, the pile of clothes transforms into an unkempt man who looks like he's suffering from some sort of skin disease. You know, a true friend would just bury me. Oh man, you know, that's the embarrassing part. I've had 2 cups of coffee today, so it shouldn't be this, you know. You should make yourself some coffee though, babe. Coffee is good. Unlucky for you, we're not that kind of friends. Lucky, schmucky my ass. How did you guess I was here? See, I've been asking around for the past few days. What I've learned that, for reasons that can be best described as nebulous, you've made quite a few enemies since last year. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. And one thing that caught my interest is that how everyone has it on good authority that your place was raided a few times without you being found, yet nobody has assumed responsibility for these acts. Hell, doesn't this den always look like it was just raided? Can't blame anyone for making an educated assumption. I had a hunch these might be more than rumors. See, it sure looks like a convenient coincidence when everyone hears something that makes them look the other way. And coincidences are for fools. Well, you've got my number, and you can see my ugly mug right in front of you, so it's no use playing dumb, I suppose. Agreed. You've seriously spent all these weeks holed up in here? Is the hunger not getting to you? You've got a lot of critters around this area, and, we've become chums. Some of these rats actually got addicted to the kiss. They come to me every night, acting like coke hounds, begging for it. Been getting them drunk just to get some rush out of feeding on them. Feels a bit like slathering a horribly burned piece of pizza in ketchup, but in this situation, I'll take what I can get, you dig? It's so gross, I failed to keep my poker face. He notices. So, who's the dame? Julius Sawinski, a detective investigating Baron Callahan's death. He raises his head for a short while to stare into Kadir's eyes and treat him with a vulgar snicker. Phooey. So somebody has finally put the old man on ice. Whoever did it did the world a huge favor. Absolutely. But I got orders to establish who that was, and I've been stumbling in the dark for the past few days. We need your help. I'll be damned. Your sleuth skills must really not be up to par if you're begging a bum for help. Have some dignity, man. He's just so sorry to look at. Dignity? Spare me, kiddo. I've got all the dignity I need, right? Oh, shit. He accidentally lets a metal flask in his hand slip out and fall to the floor, then struggles to pick it up. Kadir can't bear to watch. God, what happened to you, Gianni? I've never seen you this low before. Stress-related disorders causing a disruption in my routine is what I think a shrink would say. Happens when a lot of shady folks are out to put a stake through your chest. Help us out. Tell us what you know, and we might be able to help you in return. Yeah, respect words do miss, but I think it's going to be the other way around. I ain't telling the two of you shit, pardon my French, until I know I can count on some protection. Gianni. Don't you Gianni me, Kadir al-Azmai. I know your level, but I also know that your honor is one of the few things you care about. You want me to endanger myself, you put it on the line for me. And that's that. You either promise to extend your protection to me, or the moment you step away from here, I sneak away into the sewers, and that's the last time you'll ever see me. Kadir shoots me a weary sideways glance. I know, he drives a hard bargain. Especially for someone whose sense of self-worth does not exactly appear to be sky-high at the moment. Maybe, but I do value my own life quite a lot. Thank you very much, friends. Kadir sighs. All right, but 3 months from now, or the moment Prince Penard tells me it's no longer possible for the court to offer you safety without compromising its principles, you're on your own. No negotiations. That's the only deal I can strike with you. Take it or leave it. D'Angelo scratches his head, grunts loudly, tugs on his mask, and stands up. That's Jake with me, big fella. I might have strong opinions about Penard, but hell, I'm sitting on dynamite. I'll take what I can get. You know, I feel like this is a good stopping point. Because, like, I've never seen this part of the story before, so I'm kind of excited to see what happens next. Anyway, thanks, everybody, for coming tonight. I will see you on Sunday for the Sunday dinner. I play cozy games on Sundays, so if you like cozy games, stop by. And, yeah, it's been great hanging out with y'all. So have a lovely rest of your evening.